Okay, y'all, Dark Mother's back. I got some criticism slash constructive feedback as far as when I do my videos, I'm not loud enough. So, here we go. Netflix's The Stranger. Okay, so here's the deal. You look up on Netflix and you're like, you know, oh, if you like this, you'll like this. And of course, I was feeling the void of watching You second season and then rewatching the first and the second season consecutively. And so I was like, you know what? I'm gonna look it up. And what it told me is Netflix's The Stranger. And I was like, okay, alright, we'll check it out. And I did, and I will say it did not fill the void of You, but it had some good twists and turns, okay? It was decent, had a good mystery. I know it was based off of, a lot of people go off book when they do shows, but I mean, you have a general guideline you gotta follow. And I'm gonna say some of the twists and turns really threw me, and I'll get into that. First and foremost, no matter what you do, if you're at a party and some rando girl comes up and tells you that your boyfriend's best friend sent nudie photos of your little sister, aka 14-year-old little sister, to everybody in school, okay, first reaction is to not dose his weed with PCP. No, not the first reaction. Not my first reaction. Granted, I don't have a little sister, but my first reaction would not be to dose your boyfriend. Now, I'm going to repeat this. Your boyfriend's best friend / next door neighbor with PCP. That's a little off the wall. Now, report him and get him put on some CHIMO registries. I'd say go for it. Okay. And how do you know this girl? Do you know her as the sick girl at school? You just trust what she says? Oh, come to find out, she's got a crush on boyfriend's best friend, and she thought that the little sister and him were hitting it up. He's like 16, 17. If he's actually hitting it up with her, then he is a CHIMO. But no, it's just jealous girl bullshit to get him to not go for the other girl. Like, what are you doing? Okay? And there's so many side stories that you're like, what is the point of this? What is going on? Okay? There's, never have I been so identifying with a meme of Charlie Day from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia with all the different yarn on the board. So, because of said PCP dosing, guess what? He decapitates an alpaca. What? Like, how does that... Like, when the author was writing that, was he just like, yeah, we'll throw this in there. This'll be crazy. Like, people aren't going to get pissed off because it's an alpaca and not like a dog. Like, no, I don't want to see a fake dead dog on TV, but I don't want to see a fake dead alpaca on TV either. I mean, come on, guys. Like, animal lover over here. And then, like, the naked dude, like, because boyfriend's best friend was worried that girl who laced him with PCP was going off with the ginger-ish, albino-ish, long-haired hippie guy, so he's gonna go beat his ass. Like, I mean, granted, that was after he's already PCP'd up, so he didn't really have a whole lot of control of what he was doing at that point, but, I mean, I understand teenagers do dumb shit, but what? What? All of it. Just what? Okay, and back to the point of the whole show. The stranger who comes into people's lives and drops these bombs. Like, you didn't have to stay with her when she lost the baby because she wasn't real. Okay, so can we just talk about that? Richard Armitage killed it in this season. I mean, like, the dude is known for, like, dramatic acting in, like, big movies and big TV shows like Hannibal. He played Francis Dollarhide, aka the Red Dragon. Okay, the dude is good. Alright, but, like, the angry because my wife lied / worried because she won't come home, I mean, he played it to a T. The slowly as the season gets on, he gets more and more frantic. Like, where is she? What's going on? And then his kids slowly find out that she's leaving or left, and you know, the older boy asks him, like, do you think mom's having an affair, or like she's leaving you for another dude? Like, I mean, it was real. Like, his emotion was real. The whole idea is that, you know, this chick comes up to him and says, you didn't have to stay with her when she lost the baby, aka, come to find out, the pregnancy wasn't real. He goes home, confronts her, and at first she's like, no, no, no. And then she's like, okay, but it's not what you think. How can it be anything other than what you think? You literally went on a website and paid however much money, I think, I don't know, they showed it on TV, $500, $300, for a fake pregnancy test and a belly, so that you could fool your husband into not leaving you. Which, granted, he was off hoeing and was starting to hit it up with that other attorney, which is a whole nother can of worms. But, like, if he's gonna do you dirty like that, then leave his ass. Because I know this takes place over in England or Europe or somewhere, but here in America, 9 times out of 10, women get the custody of the kids. So what's she worried about? Also, on a whole nother side note, with that stranger just popping up on people, popping up on Giles, who happens to be our main dude's dad. Sorry, he's always going to be Giles to me. Buffy or no Buffy, he's always going to be Giles. Although in this, he's very, how should I say, skeevy businessman or not, is hit up by her at a rest site. You have a child. Well, he probably got a lot more than that, because the way our main character, Richard Armitage, aka Adam, keeps saying is that his dad is a hoe, and he's got kids all out there. So it's not that surprising that he would have other kids, okay? And then her coming up to our bakery lady and hitting her up saying, give me 10,000 pounds. Give me 10,000 pounds and I won't tell anybody yet your daughter's a hoe. Like, sugar babies, if you're going to school to do some legit business, science, whatever she was doing, you really think sugar babying is not going to get caught up to you? In this day and age where everything can be found out on the internet, you don't think that somebody's going to find that out? Come on. Just the dumb mistakes that these people make. Lacing people randomly with PCP. And, oh, I'm going to be a sugar baby and not think it's going to catch up with me later in my career. Like, come on. Come on. Really? And can I just throw on a side note, when they killed Jennifer Saunders, because, I mean, she was, other than Richard Armitage, when the show started coming out with trailers, she's the only person I recognized. And then, boom, they freaking just kill her? Like, what? First of all, I think she deserved it because she was dumb, because she let the dude in. The dude was suspicious as hell. I don't care if it turns out that he actually was a real cop, but he flashes his badge all willy-nilly. Don't let people in. Nah. Nah. Or get somebody on the phone and call him right away and be like, I got this dude here. Come on. Like, nah. Dumb. Dumb. And speaking of cops, in his case, dirty, and in the case of Joanna, the main cop or whatever, cops are fucking dumb in this. Like, I watch enough procedural dramas in American TV that I feel like I could solve some cases on my own. Just kidding, no. But I've watched enough. I watched all of Bones, all of Castle, all of stuff like that. Criminal Minds, to know that what it takes to solve a damn case and the instincts that you need to have and stuff like that. And these cops are dumb. Like, dumb. Like, what are they thinking? Like, just the stuff they get up to. I mean, and when they're in the restaurant and they're trying to do the sting on the sugar daddy, and they let, first of all, the fact that it wasn't Katz's case to begin with, and he keeps inserting himself in, that's one of the first things they teach you on these procedural shows, is that if somebody's inserting themselves in the case and making themselves available for solving it, guilty. Always guilty. Okay? And then they're at the restaurant, and he's acting suspicious sitting at the table, and her young partner, cop, is like, what are you doing? Get off your phone. No. You look at what he's texting. You do some lean and shit. You're tall. Lean. You know? Make sure that that dude's not up to some shady shit, because he was up to some shady shit. And that's another thing that bothers me, is that when that sting all went wrong, you go, he got a knife, and he tackles the dude and ruins the sting. Did that sugar daddy dude ever get caught? Because, like, I don't remember that ever coming up in the season. I don't know if I dozed off, if I missed something. Y'all gonna have to tell me, because I swear I don't think that sugar daddy dude ever got caught. Out there cheating on his pregnant ginger wife, and he ain't never get caught? Bull. And speaking of Joanna, there's no way in hell I don't care how podunk a town, because it didn't look like a podunk town, it looked like a decent sized town. I don't care how small your town is, or how much pull you think you have, because, oh, I'm about to retire. But you don't get allowed to work your friend's murder case. No. Just no. And, like I said, that dude was suspicious Katz was suspicious from the get-go, so the fact that they let him just ride it out, like, oh yeah, I'll help you, and I'll do surveillance stuff, and whatever, like, nah. And, like, the fact that the entire time you think Corinne's off doing some, secret life, like maybe she's got a whole other family, and all that stuff, and it turns out, disappointment, she's dead the whole time. And the fact that Trip, old boy across the street / son's best friend's dad, is the killer the entire time. The dad's best friend, like the main guy, Adam, essentially the dude across the street was his best friend too, and he killed his wife. Like, come on, man. Like, no. Like, that just would seem like the biggest, like, huh? Of all the people. So you come to find out, when it's all said and done, that this case that the main guy, Adam, has been working on to stop his dad from knocking down this old boy's house. The only reason the old boy didn't want to knock down is because he murdered his wife. Like, oh, I don't want to leave my house. I love my house. I love my shitty house. Oh no, because my wife's in the wall. Really? What? And then, with all that, you find out the stranger is dead wife in the wall and crazy dude who put her there's daughter. What? Oh no, it gets better. It's not really his daughter. It's Adam's dad's daughter. So, the stranger who blew up his life is his half-sister? What? And the whole reason that she blew up his life is because in all of her, oh, I'm going to be a hacker and I'm going to extort money from people to keep their secrets, in all her thing, she found out who her dad was, and then found out who her brother was, and all of a sudden felt so protective of him that she has to blow up his life and put his wife on blast. Like, wouldn't you be like, no, hey, I'm your half-sister, our dad's a whore, and I want to meet my nephews. No, that's not the route you take? Nah, I'm gonna mess up. I'm gonna mess up my sister-in-law's life. And in turn, my brother's life in the process. Like, what? No. Like, oh, I felt so protective, I needed to keep secrets undone, because she felt like her whole life was a secret because her mom was in the wall the whole time, thinking her dad made her think that her mom left her. She can't handle secrets. Like, I understand that's a messed up secret, that you find out that you've been living in a house where your mom's been in the walls the whole time. Crazy. I get it. But that compels you, and you find out who your real dad is, that compels you to blow up other people's lives? Logic? What? Okay, so Katz's whole storyline with his daughter, who turns out to be the girl that told the girl in the beginning about the naked photos, and got the kid laced with PCP, turns out, and because she had a crush on the boyfriend's best friend, turns out is that she's the one who sent the pictures, so technically she's the pervert, and come to find out is that the reason she's sick all the time, the reason she seizured out at the soccer game, football match, whatever we're going to call it, since the show takes place in England, is because her mom's cuckoo and got that Munchausen syndrome. So she's been pumping her full of bleach and rat poison or whatever, and I understand, or I should say, my theory is that the author's idea was that, okay, we got to give Katz a reason to abandon his main objective, which is to help the sugar daddy out to get money, and loses stuff a little bit, so he freaks out about his daughter. We'll give this. When Adam's son tells him, oh, well, I think this is what's happening, and then he goes, I gotta go deal with this, I understand the whole point of that, or my theories, the whole point of that was to throw Katz off. The dude didn't need any help getting thrown off. The dude was off his rocker from the get-go. So, I mean, I guess it would seem like some unnecessary freaking torture of that girl. Although, it was a little bit of karma, Because, I mean, she's sending nudes out of a 14-year-old girl, which is harsh. Super freaking harsh, man. So, I don't know. Karma? Okay. So, on the big reveal at the end, where Adam figures out that Tripp's up to some shit. Okay. And he's like, where's my wife? Where's my wife? You know, it felt very Seven at the end of Seven with the, what's in the box? You know. But, when they go out into the woods and, you know, he finds Corinne's body, which, you know, once again, Richard Armitage killing it because he's down on the ground and he's, like, ugly crying. Like, he's a fairly handsome man, but he was ugly crying. And, like, he made it believable. Like, I'm not trying to look handsome right now. I'm trying to look grieved. And he pulled it off. Okay. But as he's doing that, Tripp's standing over him. He's like, I had to do it. I had to do it. Okay. Justifying the murder of your best friend's wife while saying, well, I had to do it. Okay. First of all, no. Second of all, okay, here's the deal. You stand there and you tell him, this is what's gonna happen. First of all, dude, he got you out there because he had a gun. Okay. So you just forget that whole part? You just, like, I'm not gonna forget that the dude was threatening me with a gun. Especially if I just told him I fucked him over. Okay. No. Okay. Second of all, tell him, this is how it's gonna go. We're gonna forget about this and we're gonna go about our lives, because if you tell anybody, I'm gonna tell them you did it. The dude has a gun, and you're gonna tell him that if he tells you somebody that you killed his wife, that you're gonna put it on him. So what incentive does he have to let you leave those woods? Zero. Frickin' zero. Zero incentive to let you walk out of there. And that's exactly what Adam was thinking, because he gave him the pop, 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 all center mass kill shots. Okay. So, the cop comes up at the end and is talking to him at the soccer game, and you're like, what? She almost caught him. She heard the gunshots. So what went down? And they're at the soccer game at the end. It's like, everything's fine. No big deal. Okay. Like, I understand that the dude was a D-bag. Trip. I understand that Katz was a D-bag and killed her best friend. But, like, as a cop, you have to have some sort of, like, a right and wrong kind of feeling. And for her to let Adam get off scot-free, which I'm glad she did, because I was rooting for the dude. He's our, I don't know what you want to call it, our hero of the season. But for her to let him get off scot-free without any consequence. I mean, yeah, he can't, like he said, he can't sleep at night. But, like, no consequences as far as the law is concerned or whatever. Like, I understand she didn't want his kids to go without a mom and then end without a dad. Like, I get it. But for the fact that she's going to put Corinne's murder and I'm assuming Tripp's murder. I don't know how they didn't lay out how they got it time of death wise when Katz was already in custody, how Tripp could have got killed by him, but they're just going to put it up. She's like, well, he's already going down for the bakery chick's murder. It's okay. Like, yeah, the dude needs to stay in jail, but, like, what? I don't know. It was very, very confusing there at the end. I was thrown. And then you got his sister / the stranger looking down on her nephew's soccer game and sees her dad doing dad's type stuff with, you know, his grandkids and his son. And she kind of seemed, I don't know if she was like, that should have been me, or if she's like, I'm gonna watch you and make sure you don't mess my brother over. Like, I don't know. People said this is a standalone book, so I don't know if we'll get another season, or what it'll pertain to, but, so, my final verdict. As far as mystery, twists and turns, Netflix is The Stranger. Okay. As far as making total and complete sense, which, I mean, not all shows need to, but as far as making total and complete sense and tying up every storyline with a nice little ribbon, a little bow, no. I didn't really feel that was the case. For people that, in algorithms on Netflix that recommended that if you like you like this, I think the only similarity directly between the two is Joe's invisibility baseball cap and her invisibility baseball cap. That's about it. I mean, mysteries, twists and turns, whatever, but for the most part, Joe and you is straightforward. You know what he's doing. You're inside the mind of the mystery. Whereas this, it unfolded more traditionally, this is a murder mystery, this is a kidnapping mystery, a disappearance, missing person situation. And you unfolded with it much more like a procedural TV show, cop TV show. I will say once again, no matter what Anthony Stewart Head is always going to be Giles to me, no matter how seedy and skeevy they make him as I was poor but now I'm a rich businessman. And Richard Armitage killed it, hands down. But I mean, that's all I really got to say about that. If you have any questions or comments, please be sure to like and subscribe, and thanks for visiting the Dork Mother. Bye!